The Big Wave Award finalists have been announced and WA's famous surf spots dominate the list. These waves are bone crunchers, literally.
More than 100 entries and only 10 made the cut. This is surfing to the extreme. Surfers and videographers risk life and limb to get these shots. Cowbommy is off Gracetown, where waves are not the only problem, but giant sharks are as well. Surfer and finalist Chris Ross says it's all about the adrenaline rush.
Absolutely for the thrill, yeah. Once you sort of get a taste of the thrill, you're addicted.
Of the 10 finalists, 8 happened at Cowbommy, or the Right, a spot off our Great Southern that's so intense and hard to get to, its location is kept secret. They're kilometres offshore and you can only get there by boat or jet ski. This wave at Cowbommy even broke one finalist's leg.
Yeah, just a lot of more adrenaline than you normally would get surfing. It's sort of at its best and the best sort of surf I've encountered.
There's $30,000 up for grabs for the winners. They'll be announced March 2nd. Chelsie Stone, GWN 7 News.
An elderly couple is fighting for the legalisation of cannabis. Jenny Foster has spent years battling the debilitating Parkinson's disease and says it's her last chance.
Bustleton's Jenny Foster has suffered with Parkinson's disease for 14 years. She has trouble with her speech, she can't walk without help, she has twitches and suffers from anxiety. Medicinal cannabis is her last hope.
Medication's not working as much as it used to. It doesn't kick in for as long as it used to, and it dwindles off much quicker than it used to.
Yesterday, Federal Parliament introduced a bill to legalise the cultivation of cannabis in Australia for medical and scientific purposes. But Jenny's husband, Stuart, is worried once the pharmaceutical companies get involved, it will become too expensive for the average people to use.
They're going to have to charge, which means that most average people will still be growing their own cannabis because they can't afford to buy it legally.
With the opposition pledging its support, the bill is likely to be passed.
What we want is a safe, reliable domestic supply, and we want more patients to be able to access the treatments that work and more testing to be done on some of the treatments for the future.
Chelsie Stone, GWN 7 News.
A new sport is sweeping the globe. Fat bikes are the latest craze. The first ever Fat Bike World Championships have just been held in the US, and now people all over WA are getting in on the action.
From the snowy mountains of Colorado, USA, to the WA's remote and rocky north, fat bikes are gaining a lot of interest around the world.
We're getting people asking for them every week. We're finding it hard to keep up with the demand.
The very first Fat Bike World Champs have been held in the States, and here in WA, retailers say they're flying off the shelves. The rims on a fat bike range from 44 to 100 millimetres thick and have a low air pressure, allowing cyclists to ride on unstable terrain, including sand, mud and even snow.
Because they're low in pressure and we've got a wider tyre, they will grip over the rocks better. They will go along the soft sand a lot better than your normal mountain bike tyres.
I guess the idea of being able to go across pretty much any terrain and to be able to get through the sand and the dunes and along the beach and stuff like that just opens up so many different opportunities for people to go to great places.
Demand for fat bikes began after the last Gibb River road race in the Kimberley. They've also been seen at the Southwest's Cape to Cape. For a basic fat bike like this one, you can expect to pay around $650, but for a more advanced model, you're looking at about 10 grand. Chelsie Stone, GWN 7 News.
The spectacular Geograph Bay Race Week has wrapped up for another year. The winners won't be announced until tonight, but Perth's Just Cruisin' was the first to cross the finish line today.
That's the sound of WA's longest yachting race drawing to a close. Skipper of Perth yacht Just Cruisin' is confident they'll take out top prize in one of their divisions.
Today was an awesome race. We thoroughly enjoyed it. We had good breezes and we were able to lead at all marks and hold out our nemesis competition. So that was a really good day.
That nemesis is Bunbury competitor Secret Men's Business.
Well, the boat's been going really well. Crew work's been really good, and yeah, we've just been getting better each day.
But Just Cruisin' has a secret weapon: Hawaiian shirts.
Well, they started last year where one of the crew went out and purchased some crazy shirts, and so we thought, well, there's a good tradition, so we'll dress up in the spirit of the regatta. It's all fun and parties.
50 teams have competed over 5 divisions. Marina manager Craig Godridge says the race has attracted many visitors to the southwest and the marina.
It's been a great week. Crowd's been great. Hope they've enjoyed it. And we all hope they come down next year, and even some more of them from Perth. If they can talk their friends into coming down, it'll be even bigger and better.
Sailors will find out tonight where they placed. Chelsie Stone, GWN 7 News.
Girls empowering each other doesn't usually come in the form of contact sport, but that's exactly what this roller derby team is doing, and they're on the hunt for new recruits.
Rough and tumble, fishnets and short shorts can only mean one thing: roller derby.
It's such an inclusive sport, and the fast-paced kind of alternative, but still the camaraderie as well is really great.
Go, go, roller girl! Look at that girl roll!
It dates back to the 1930s when one US man wanted to capitalise on speed skating. It's been in WA for about a decade, but the Bunbury Brawl Stars want to take it further.
It would be ideal eventually if Bunbury could have 2 roller derby leagues as opposed to 1, so the more skaters we get, the more chance that is of happening.
These girls are legal assistants, accountants and mums by day, but at night they lace up their skates.
You just feel like you're really part of something right immediately as you start. So the girls are so nice, everyone's been so lovely, and you fall down and people help pick you up, and that's the kind of sport that I like to be involved in.
They'll be heading to Adelaide in June to compete in the Great Southern Slam, a national competition. You can see what it's all about tomorrow night at the Eaton Recreation Centre. Chelsie Stone, GWN 7 News.
A local sporting club that was all but destroyed in a callous crime is making a comeback. Things are starting to look up thanks to one very talented 14-year-old.
Bunbury BMX Club was struck with bad luck a few months ago. Vandals trashed the club just hours after they hosted the BMX State Championships. Equipment was stolen, none of it has been found.
I guess at some point in the future, whether it's a year or 5 years, they'll match the fingerprints to somebody else that they catch.
All up, it's cost the club around $9,000, but they've come back fighting.
We have 9 of our club members heading over to Bathurst in about a week and a half to race at the National Championships.
That's the biggest number of riders in the club's history. The competitor is 14-year-old Kai Monday. He placed 6th at the state champs in October, scoring him a spot to race on a new multi-million-dollar track in Bathurst. You would never guess he's only been riding for 3 years.
Like, these guys have been riding for years, like lots longer than I have. They have more experience, so that's the only downside. But it's really, really amazing riding around, going everywhere. It's fun as.
Kai hopes to make BMX riding his career, and he's putting in the hard yards.
Weights, fitness, going to different tracks, trying new things, heaps, like listening to my coach.
Kai rides in Bathurst on March 5. Chelsie Stone, GWN 7 News.